What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the Street Reporter. First off, I want to say RIP to the homie PNB Rock. What happened yesterday was very tragic, I want to be honest with you guys. I think, we getting to the point where people's lives is being taken by strangers. That shit is very alarming, that your last seconds, your last moments on earth was spent in an aggressive altercation with a stranger. It's just something about that feel a little devilish. But I tell people this shit all the time. Sometimes we got to get to the point where we realize it's millions of people who know who you are and you don't know who these people are. Sometimes people don't give a damn who you are. You're walking around and you got a lot of this expensive shit on. It makes you a target. PNB Rocks has been famous for a long time. He ain't like a little artist. This is a big artist. So I know he know how to move. He know a lot of things that a average person probably not know because he be dealing with a lot of money, a lot of traveling places where he don't really know people. So I know this guy know exactly how to move. But in my opinion, I think it's things that he did that kind of, could be put underneath the mistake list. A lot of people is blaming his girlfriend. Okay. I think this is wrong in my opinion. We all seen that she posted a pic, of them being in Roscoe's. A lot of people say this was a low drop, okay? When you're posting the pictures and telling people where you at. But at the end of the day, this is his girlfriend. And what do girlfriends do? They take pics, okay? That's what the fuck they do. They buy these cool looking ass plates, got all the little celery and all the little basil and all kind of colors and vegetables on their food. They take pics of it. This shit been happening for years. I think this is wrong to place blame on his girl. Now, don't get me wrong. This might have been underneath a messy act, I would have thought they would have got to the point where they realized PNB Rock is famous. So, post the pics and shit like that after you leave, okay? After you leave. That's probably what you should do. He famous. This can come off as messy, a low drop. So, to be safe, you post the pictures after you leave. In my opinion, that's what should have happened. But I don't think this was intentionally. This man, girl, it's already finna be problems with the kids having to deal with the fact that they father not here. Now y'all finna put problems in the family. Y'all finna break up the homes and shit now. I think that's going too far. One thing I want to say is about his kids, okay? His child. I don't know, okay? You feel me? So I don't know if he has a kid or he has kids, okay? But what I want to tell you is, they didn't deserve to lose their father yesterday. I said that shit, and I'm going to say it again. These kids ain't deserve to wake up with tears in their eyes because of some shit that happened yesterday. This was senseless. This should never happen, I want to tell people, though, when you famous, you got to move around like the president, okay? You got to move around like the P, Because you got to understand that one moment a motherfucker can take you out of this shit. You don't get two chances at this shit. You can't leave and come back. It don't work like that. You get one shot at this shit. And being in places with a lot of jewelry on. I want to tell you this. When you got a lot of jewelry on, you got the shit all in your ears. You got the watches on. You got the chains on. You stunned. You got all the bracelets on. I tell people this shit all the time. It's people out here hungry. It's people out here starving. People out here ain't had no food to eat. You walking around with all that shit on you. What you think you doing is dripping. You got that shit on. You flexing. You shining. Man, that man looking at you like he got a cheeseburger hanging off his neck. Hey, look at bro right there. He got Italian beef wrapped around his arm. Bro got chicken nuggets in his ear. This man hungry. You fuck around start looking like a meal. I done told people this several times. This shit is the honest way of looking at that. You might not look at it like that because you happy. But every motherfucker ain't happy because you happy, You will start looking like a person with a lot of food on the table and everybody on the side starving, fighting each other for a fucking, crumbs and shit, and you got all this food on the table. Motherfucker want to eat too. That's how they look at that money and that jewelry. And then being in a place like where he was at, he should have knew that probably wasn't the right thing to do. I'm going to tell you, imagine if you in Chicago, somebody might say, man, hey, True, I'm finna throw a barbecue right downtown on Michigan Avenue. I'm going to throw a barbecue in the front. Man, we're going to kick it, have music out there, and we're going to throw a barbecue out there. Man, this downtown, it's safe out there. All white people be out there. It's safe. We can do a barbecue outside on Friday night. I might be the person to tell you, bro, it's not safe right there. You might think it's safe to see shit on the TVs, it's famous stores, the Michael Jordan Steakhouse right there, but you want to know what's also right there? A motherfucker who will take your ass out right there. They'll leave you right there. Like, bro, it's not always safe like that. These out-of-town places, these famous places, these food eateries, these places outside, these places where people like to go, these shits be like house parties, man. People from all over the world be in these places, man. You fuck around, run into somebody you didn't want to run into. And I tell people that. And sometimes you can be outside. I'm going to tell you another thing. You can be outside and you can be so comfortable because you outside, you in another place, you chilling, you kicking it, you in a famous spot. You will get to letting your guards down, not looking no more. You didn't notice you eating food, you chilling with your girl, y'all kicking it, y'all left, they taking pictures of y'all food, all kind of shit. You don't know why you doing that. This motherfucker doing this here. You ain't know that. You ain't know that. See, you gotta be on point. If you was on point, you would have noticed that dude walk past you like this. It's a nigga walk past. Look, y'all sitting down eating food, y'all eating y'all food, y'all left, y'all taking pictures and shit. You didn't notice this dude walk past you like this. Feel me? He walked past you and gave your ass that low key look. Like he ain't walk past. You know how somebody walk past and they look and see who you is? And then, that's a regular look. That dude walked past and did this. See, if you was on point, right? You was on point, you would have noticed that shit. You would have been like, hey, man, I think that nigga threw me on the side of his eye. Hey, look, he do this, something. It's a possibility you could have seen some of this shit if you was on point. But sometimes we let our guards down when we in these nice places. You in these nice places with $1 million chain on. Not saying PNB rock. That's not at all. That's not the energy I'm putting on that. But if you're in a place, you got on these $100,000 chains, these $500,000 chains, in these famous places that's in the hood, it kind of look like you got a rib hanging on your neck. And motherfuckers out here hungry. But I want to be honest with you. I said this shit, and I'm going to say it again. What happened to PNB rock was a motherfucking shame. Okay? This shit happened in broad daylight in a famous place. A lot of people outside, a lot of people inside, okay? A lot of people inside. I'm gonna tell you, when I seen this was 1:30. Man, guess the first thing that came to my mind was PNB Rock ran into her. Killer who wanted his shit. Okay? I don't think PNB Rock ran into a robber. Okay? Alright? A robber would have robbed him, did some shit, boom, got his shit. A killer is finna walk up on you, rob you, any game, any play move, any breathing hard, any acting like you need me to tell you 2 times something wrong with your motherfucking ears, anything like that is finna get your ass smoked. You getting put on the lap and spanked. Anything, you cough too hard, you pull your eyes up, you blink too motherfucking loud, you make any move like that, you gonna die. And then you got a robber who just wants your shit. Give me your shit. Give me your shit. Give me your shit with the pistols. Give me your shit. You feel me? A killer, he ain't got time to play with you. You got 1 motherfucking second to give me what the fuck you want. Give me what the fuck you got. What's gonna go there? And I think PNB Rock ran into a killer, who robbed. Not a robber who kills. A killer who robs, in my opinion. That's very dangerous to run into one of them. And you see that every now and then. This is very sad, That's why I say I don't think it's a bad thing with checking in. I don't think checking in would have helped this situation because, you chilling, you don't got your entourage with you. You don't got your homies with you. You in somewhere outside showing this jewelry. I'm not sure if anybody can help that. But I think checking in would have at least put a thought in your head that don't be in public places at the moment. Because it seemed like in Cali, it's this going on. A purge, in my opinion. You gotta remember, it was officials, government officials, police, lawyers, mayors, governors, everybody was telling people to stay the fuck away. They were telling people, stay away, it ain't safe out here, and you know what, I think that's what happened. I do not think this was a backdoor. A lot of people say backdoor. I do not think this was a backdoor. In my opinion, I think this is a case of what we see a lot of times. This was a robbery, armed robbery. Don't get me wrong. This was an armed robbery. Okay, this was an armed robbery that ended up in a murder. Okay, but at the end of the day, what this is really boils down to is, and I know this is hurtful, because PNB Rock was dope. I think he was a dope artist, but I do feel like he was put in a position where he might have been caught lacking. And it happens every now and then, especially when you with your family. So that's why I want to tell people, to all the rappers who be doing the diss songs and, dissing the dead ops, do not forget when you with your family, don't let your guards down. When you with your family, because you can be with your kids, your mom, your dad, your girl, y'all be laughing, having fun, enjoying that money that you making, and you'll let your guards down, fuck around and go out somewhere to eat, go to the Hard Rock Cafe or something like that and get your motherfucking head bust. Gotta be careful out here. Keep the donations to yourself. It's hard out here. The weather changing. It's almost feel like it's finna turn to the fall overnight. So you fuck around, gotta go get some hoodies, because your shorty's going to school every day with the white tees on and the blue t-shirt shit. You gotta go get them some hoodies, and they don't want them regular hoodies. They want the hoodies with a design on them. You ain't got time to take away their little money to be cash apping me some, PayPaling me some. I'm a grown ass man. I run into hard times, so I figure it out. You want to support me, you hit that like button. Bing. When you hit that like button, guess what it do? It make my videos grow. A lot of people be able to see them, and the movement get out more. I appreciate the love. It's the homie True Tell This Reporter.